Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid preview. This is the preview to Levante against Real Madrid, match day 6 of La Liga. A midweek game in La Liga, which is a little bit of a rare occurrence, unless it's this time of the season. But obviously, look, it is going to be a very, very big week. This game away is sort of going to take away a little bit of, I wouldn't say fitness levels because it technically wouldn't. But look, going away to Levante before going to Atletico Madrid away, which ultimately, look, is the big game. Apart from El Clasico, the biggest games of the season for Real Madrid in La Liga is the Madrid derby, right? And no matter how good Real Madrid are, how good Atletico Madrid are, the derby always, is a big game. And Levante, look, it's a tough place to go. Obviously, Levante are, a newly promoted team. They haven't been in La Liga since the 21-22 seasons, I believe. So that's what, 3 seasons now. They are going to come, and I say come, they are playing at home. They are going to host Real Madrid, and we already sort of understand, even without knowing much about Levante, just sort of how they are going to play. And again, I'm not trying to say they're playing a defensive, style and low block and 10 men behind the ball is terrible. You gotta do what you gotta do. But Real Madrid, honestly, have never really been able to tear down teams that do that. We just haven't. And most of the times that we have, it's been because of one moment. For instance, against Espanyol, the way Espanyol set it up early, it was tough to get through. And we were playing at home, by the way. Now we're going away. But it took one special moment from Eder Militao to unlock the game because then Espanyol had to come out. Especially in the second half, they had to respond. They cannot just sit deep now because by playing that sort of football, it would be non-threatening in an attacking sense. But that obviously applies only when we are taking the lead. We are going to need to find a way to score first. Because if Levante get ahead, I'm positive that they're just going to sit back, hold the ball, and defend for their lives. And I would genuinely take just a wonderful moment again, like that Militao's, to just open up the game. And that is what, no matter what the cost of it is, no matter what, we need to take the lead. We need to go in front, go ahead, and that will force Levante in one way or another to play more openly, to try to attack. Because unless they're just there to lose, which we saw from Espanyol towards the second half of the last game, the last 25-30 minutes, they were just, not pressing, they're sitting deep, even when they are 2-0 down. But fine. Against Levante, Real Madrid have to score first. Because I look at teams like Levante, I have always seen a team like Cadiz. Whenever Real Madrid play these teams away, whenever we win, it's very fine margins and it usually requires a special moment, a special bit of play to get the winning goal and to just unlock the game, right? It's going to have to take place here again. So, look, I'm obviously optimistic, I'm hopeful. But offensively, lately this season, I'm not gonna lie. Look, against Real Oviedo away as well was one of those games that I thought would be tough, and to be fair to them, they put up as much as a fight as they could. In terms of offensively this season, and Mbappe has been carrying the strings. He's been pulling the strings. He's been the one. We need to see more from Vinny, right? We need to see more in terms of getting involved. I'm not talking about just GAs. No, I'm talking about the flair, the ability to not fear anyone, to just take on anyone, to take on his men. If they want to kick him, if they want to get in his face, if they want to throw insults, let them be. Just go out there and use your gifted pair of legs and show them and silence them. Show it to them. Prove them wrong. We want to see them from winning. Similarly, could Rodrigo start? He could, but I think it's a 50-50 really. I don't really know who will start. But we need more from both of them. Both of them, end of the conversation. It doesn't really matter Vinny versus Rodrigo. I'm not here for a debate. I want both to do well. I want both to play well. But at the moment, they really aren't setting high enough standards that we would expect from them. So both have to step up their game, right? Obviously, we've got Bellingham coming back. It will be interesting if he's fit enough to play, to start. But let's talk about Levante a little bit. I'm going to try to keep today's video a bit shorter because I might be a bit tight of time. Levante are 16th currently. They are just above the relegation zone, which consists of Girona, off to a terrible start, 1 point in 5. Mallorca and Real Sociedad. And then it's Real Oviedo and Levante. They won 4-0 away against Girona. They drew at home to Real Betis 2-0. They lost 2-0 to Elche. They lost 3-2 at home to Barcelona. And they lost 2-1 away to Alaves. So they've picked up 4 points so far. Nothing crazy, by the way. And again, they have played some of their games away. So, that's a factor. But at home, look, Barcelona went there, struggled. They won 3-2, but it was a very close game. Real Betis went there, struggled. Again, they drew, they didn't even win. But Real Madrid, we need to make that different. I don't care if it's 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, 4-3, whatever. Just bring home the points. We've got a Madrid derby this weekend. It's the start of the season. You need to get off to a great start. And we need to keep that going. And it's one of those games that champions win. Champions win. Even if it's a tough ground away against a team that sets up deep, defensive, we need to win. They've got a good few players. They've got no players suspended or injured. They've got Morales, who's still there. Was he at Levante back then? I don't know if he was. He might have been there prior. Yep, he's still there apparently. They've got Matt Ryan, ex-Arsenal and Brighton goalkeeper. Carlos Alvarez, Kevin Arriaga, Etta Aong. Look, Jeremy Tolian. I'll be lying if I say I knew more than 2 or 3 players. And that's not me trying to be disrespectful, but look. The reason Levante might get something from this game is not because of 1v1 quality, but playing as a team. And we need to do the same, but better and better. We need to do exactly what they're doing as a team effort and way better, because we also have that individual bit of quality in each position to try and go and win that game. So look, I'm very optimistic, maybe a bit too optimistic, but as much as I do realize and understand that it's a tough ground, a tough team, tough setup. Champions win these games no matter what. And I've said this many times already before in the past few seasons and even this season. I don't care if we win ugly. I don't care if we win when we aren't playing too brilliantly. Go out there, win, great. If you want to play, obviously you want to play well and win. But sometimes you're gonna have those tough games that you just don't do that. So I would rather play uglily, don't play too well, win, than play really, really well and draw or lose. That, for me, is what I think. Obviously, like I said, we want both. We do. Anyways, my lineup is very simple. I think the back five is the same as it would be. So Courtois, Alvaro Carreras, Huijsen, Militao, and Carvajal. The midfield, I'm unsure of whether Bellingham comes in. If Bellingham comes in next to Tchouaméni and Valverde, I think Arda Güler goes out to the right. But I don't think Arda Güler is physical enough to play on the right. With that being said, is Brahim physical enough? So perhaps for a physical game, Bellingham might come in actually, and Arda Güler goes out right. It could be, but I feel like that Xabi Alonso really liked Arda Güler in the midfield and not so much on the right. But he could obviously tweak things. Perhaps Arda Güler is benched and Bellingham comes in as a straight sub, straight replacement. In there, I think Tchouaméni and Fede Valverde definitely start this game, non-negotiable. And then, like we talked about in the review in the last game, really, the four positions that I'm looking at is obviously Carvajal with Trent injured starts. That midfield spot, who's gonna take that? And potentially the two winger spots, right? And the centre back spot, but obviously Rudiger's injured as well. And then the two wingers. Mbappe is a clear starter. Then you're really thinking, is Arda Güler going to play there? Because he's probably a guaranteed starter as well, to be fair. So is he going to play the midfield? Is he going to play on the right? You know, if he's going to play the midfield and take that spot, someone has to go on the right. And is that going to be Brahim? Will Masantuono play again? Like, you know, he's talked about rotations quite a bit recently. So what is going to happen there? Similarly, is Vini Jr. going to be benched and Rodrigo comes in? And how does that really help, Vini Jr. in terms of getting back to his best? And can Rodrigo perform well enough to get himself ahead of Vini in the packing order? I don't really know. There's so much stipulation, so many twists that could be. But for me, I think this is the starting 11. And to end off, score predictions, I'm going to go Levante 1, Real Madrid 2. I'm not going to say a massive win in terms of the scoreline, the margin. I think it's clear that Real Madrid are probably not going to win by a big margin. But like I said, a win is a win. A close win is a win. So definitely I will take that. I will definitely take that. But let me know what thoughts are down below. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the notification, subscribe to the channel on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.